Hey guys, welcome back to Big Buck Shuck, where we're helping you become a better and more successful deer hunter. I'm out here on the property today at my house doing a little habitat improvement slash recreational opportunity creation for the kids. What I'm doing out here is I've got this old logging road. It could be a logging road or an old easement access lane. Not sure what it used to be, but it's all overgrown and logs down and all kinds of crap on it. And what I wanted to do was clear it out so that the kids could ride their four-wheeler back here in the woods instead of just tearing up my yard, and also try to divert some of the deer, the routes that the deer have been traveling through my property, to get them to come back towards where I've been hunting in the back of the property. So I started doing this yesterday. I worked on it for couple hours and I'm back out here this morning. It's January 15th and it's like 35 degrees. The sun's shining. It's a really beautiful time to get out and do some selective cutting, or creating trails, altering the habitat. So I'm out here doing that. So what I've got is my yard is right here, and I cleared a little hole so that they could ride their four-wheeler, get back here to this lane. And what I've cleared out, this used to be all overgrown. There was logs down. You can see there a big tree fell down. There were several of them out here. A lot of these trees on the sides were all overgrown across the lane. So what I'm doing, a lot of times last season, this is the first year that I've had this property, so I was just learning the deer movements and whatnot, but a lot of times they would come from these woods over here, up in front of the neighbor's house, and they'd come through into my property on this side, but I hunt way back there. So what I'm trying to do is kind of create a wall. All the stuff that I've cut, I kind of stacked it along this edge, and some of it, like this in here, I think this big tree will divert most of their movement, but I've been stacking it along this edge, and with the goal of trying to divert the deer movement back to where I'm hunting. There are several trails coming through here, so I basically stacked up all the brush and all the wood that I've cut along this side of my property, with the hopes that it'll divert the deer movement back to where I'm hunting. Another pretty good trail right there that goes in. Another runway right here. So the idea behind this is that the deer are going to hit this wall and alter their movements around it. Hopefully back to where I'm going to be hunting. A lot of you probably think I'm crazy, but I think it's going to work. Deer actually, as fast as they can run and as the crap that they can go through, the thick, nasty stuff, they're actually really lazy animals. If you've ever walked out in the woods, after a heavy snow, they'll start using your footprints to navigate through that snow. I've seen them use, obviously lanes like this. That I'm hoping that they're going to use this lane to travel down, which will also direct them more because it's a path of least resistance. As long as they have cover, they will more than likely take the easier route. They probably will not jump over all this brush that I've got stacked along here. They probably won't go through it. So they're going to alter their movement. And my hope is that they come back to the back of the property where I'll be sitting. As well as this trail is also going to double and triple as a lane that the kids can ride on with their quad, and another access route for me for getting to and from my stands, depending on if I have deer still lingering out in front of me that I don't want to spook. It gives me another option to cut out this way instead of bumping them. Wintertime and springtime is probably the best time to get this kind of stuff done. Obviously, from before This was solid trees and brush, and obviously it's a lot different landscape now. So anytime you can get a major change in habitat like that done and out of the way as early as possible, that's just going to help you out that much more. The deer they'll have time to get used to it, and it also gives you time to see what their new travel patterns are. You'll be able to see the new trails, and hopefully have enough time, if you don't want them using that trail the new one that they've created, you can alter that before season and still have enough time to divert them even more if they're not using it the way that you wanted them to. So it's a real good time to get stuff done. We've been pretty blessed with this above average warm weather this January, so I'm taking advantage of it. I probably should be out scouting, but I got lots of time to do that. You really don't need a lot to do a project like this, guys. I've got a 16-inch chainsaw here and some pruning shears, and that's the only thing that I've used to clear this whole lane out. Now, if you've got an area that you want to trim out that has bigger logs and bigger trees, obviously you probably want a chainsaw. You could get by though with a handsaw. Trees like this, you know, smaller saplings and stuff like that, you can get with either pruning shears or a handsaw and leave the big stuff if you have to. But simply piling it up like this, that's enough to stop the deer movement through it. So don't be afraid if you guys don't have a chainsaw. Don't be afraid to take on a little project like this to try to help divert the deer in your favor. Small stuff like this here, you can pretty much get it with pruning shears or a handsaw. It takes a little more work, a little sweat equity, but it's worth it. You just take all that stuff and pile it up and block some trails off. So guys, at this point I've cleared out about 100 yards total of trees and saplings and cleared this lane out. It's taken me about 6 hours total so far. Just been doing it by myself. I've got probably another 50 yards to go down through here, but it's not a bad way to spend a few hours here and there on the weekends, guys. Deer season never ends, so just because the hunting season itself is over, now is the time to get out and prepare for the next season. And this is a great way to do it, and not just clearing lanes and diverting runways, but clearing shooting lanes, getting your stands hung on private property and getting your box blinds ready to go, getting them out in the field. So it's a great time to do it. You should get it done now, between now and probably May. That's when I try to get everything done, scouting, all that stuff where you're out there intruding into the woods. It gives everything time to get used to the newness of whatever you've done. The deer won't remember that you were ever there come October. So all in all, it's been a decent little project for me. Glad you guys stopped by to check it out and see what I've been up to. And if you got any kind of value out of this, remember to like and subscribe and share with your friends. And we'll see you guys all in the next video.